In this video, I'm going to talk about the key technique points for a 180-degree change of direction. This is one of the most aggressive change of directions you're going to find in sport, especially if it's done at full speed and off a weaker leg. So already there we've got our progression in terms of easiest to hardest. So hardest is going to be when you're coming in at full speed off a weaker leg. Easiest is when we're going at sub-maximal speed, which is going to change our mechanics a little bit, and when you're going off a stronger leg. Key things we're going to look for in the change of direction is firstly, what are the feet and ankles doing? So if I want to change direction to go back where I've just come from, the first thing I'm going to look at is where are the feet landing in relation to the centre of mass. Because if I want to go back behind me, I'm going to need to strike outside of my centre of mass. So for example, if I'm coming this way, I'm going to make sure my shoulders are going in the direction of travel. This foot down here, so my left foot here is starting to turn out, and this back foot is perpendicular or to where I want to travel. So if I want to go back behind me, just to practice this in a low load environment, I'm just going to lean forward and just see if I can stick with my shoulders going this way, this foot getting ready to push off, and this foot getting ready to open my body up. When we change direction, or when we try and change direction, we want to make sure that we get our body aligned in our preferred direction of travel as soon as possible. So we're trying to transition from facing one way to then facing the other way and getting into efficient acceleration mechanics. So if we just play this out a bit more quickly, I want you to look at the position of my left leg, getting ready to open my body up, pointing the toe up to the sky so it can get ready to slam the floor in terms of my first step into acceleration. So I'm just going to come out of shot a little bit here. Now it's difficult to show this at some maximal speeds because obviously the need to brake the body isn't as aggressive. When you get someone to sub-maximally change direction, it throws mechanics off. So rather than getting them to jog into a change of direction, what I would prefer you to do is give them less distance to build up the speed. So if you've got a pretty advanced athlete, as a random example, you might be able to give them 15, 20 meters into an acceleration. Yes, they might not hit this in a game, but it's still challenging their ability to coordinate a change of direction at speed. But to limit that, you might go to say 5 meters of a change of direction. And if, for example, you're looking at improving mechanics in the warm-up, we might simply see if the athlete can load and explode. So this is where our snap down series continues. So we go up nice and tall. We're going to fall forward with one straight line from head to heel, and then try and get the feet on a line, shoulders leaning in the direction of travel, and this foot should be slightly angled out because it's getting ready to turn and take me into my acceleration. So just to show you what that looks like from the front. Again, if I do this well, let's use this line as a marker. I'm going to come up nice and tall. I'm going to lean forward. I'm getting my feet both on that line. You can see this foot starting to turn out because I want to be able to push off of this leg, open up on the front leg, and then into my acceleration mechanics. So key technique points we're looking for. Shoulders need to be going in the direction of travel. What you'll see with younger athletes as they run in and change direction is their shoulders are still moving one way. We want to get our shoulders in the direction of travel. Second thing, you see this a lot with younger kids, they'll go to change direction and they'll have their feet not on the line, so they'll do something like this and then end up walking around or running a bend. And finally is making sure that as quickly as possible we get our hips in the direction of travel. So if I'm running in here, change of direction, I want to imagine there's headlights coming out of my hips, and I want to get those headlights facing the desired direction of travel as soon as possible. That is the 180-degree change of direction.